Hi, it's Carrie with Orkney Farms, and today the perspective is slightly different. I'm rarely ever in the buck pen when I video, but I'm just sitting up on the truck box that they like to use. Mostly Duke uses it for shelter, but I've seen the goats in and on it. The goats love jumping on it. So I'm just going to flip my camera around and show you the perspective from inside the buck pen. I've been in here for a few minutes. I wasn't able to turn on my camera when I first got in here because they were all over me and I had to teach them some manners. But now they've moved on to do their own thing, so I'll flip the camera around and we'll take a look at them. So let's start with the star of the show. Mr. Duke is here having his afternoon nap. Sometimes he sleeps under this, but today he's sleeping beside it. You can see Miss Ghosty over there. I'm pretty sure she's not even aware we're watching her. I'm not even sure if you guys can hear the pigs, but the female pigs are over here. That one was just scratching its bum on a tree. Oh, the other one's right there. I almost didn't see her when I panned past her. So that's her and the other female. Zoom this out a little bit so I can get them both in the same frame. Except for one's walking one way and one's walking the other, because gosh forbid they could do what I asked them to. She's going to disappear there, and she's disappearing up there. Guinea fowl are also right there. There's the other guinea fowl. And there's Freya's buckling, who we had to bottle feed for people who don't know. And he's smaller than Firefly's buckling, who Firefly raised until he was trying to breed her. Then it's like we had to get them out of theirs and weaned off milk. So Firefly's buckling Dark Vader is still a buck. Sorry, everybody noticed I was talking, so they came up in my face. Let's zoom this completely out. Oh god, the buck's up here. Get off, get off, get off. Sorry, but I'm not being up there with the full-grown buck because I don't want to be peed on. So, this is our buck Flint, and he's in full-blown rut right now, so I was trying to stay sort of away from him, and he was preoccupied because one of our does is in heat. So he was pacing the fence, so I thought it was a nice safe spot to be, but maybe he's getting frustrated because he can't get to her now. So he's, oh buddy, you need to be washed off. You smell awful and you're very peed on right now. Your whites are yellow. No, thank you. You stink. No, don't be mean to them. That's not nice. You're not being a nice boy. You stink. Go play with the boy. That wasn't very graceful, Siren. Please don't touch me. You stink. This little guy obviously can tell that there's a female in heat on the other side of the fence. And usually he's keeping them off the fence, but he's not right now. So that's Firefly's other buckling. The one that's a crypt orchid. So there's only one wether in this pen with all the bucky bucks. This is Freya, the mother of the... Hey, no, you don't be bucky with me, mister. You go talk to your girls all you want, but you don't bug on me. Anyways. So, that is Firefly, which is the mother of the two baby bucks. He's peeing, and he's going to pee on me, sorry. See, he just aimed that and tried to pee on me. So, that's why I'm a little all over the map. He was doing well being frustrated with the girls. Okay, back to what I was trying to say. Freya is this one, and she is the mother of the moon-spotted buckling right here. And that moon spotted buckling right there. This moon spotted buckling would be on this side of the fence with the other ones, but and he's technically not buckling anymore. He's a wether. That's why he's on the side with the females. He is very attached to Peanut, which is the little girl beside Firefly. And they were fighting their way through the fence and trying to break the fence down to be with each other. So when he got through the fence, we just left him in here with her because he's a wether, so he can't get the girls bred whatsoever. We just let them have their little friendship for now, because it wasn't worth breaking up the two friends when he can't do any damage to the girls anyways because he's weathered. So yeah, so Firefly, and she's gonna go to a couple shows this year, and she's the mother of these two bucklings here that are staying bucks for now. The Crypt Orchid is staying a buck because there's no point in banding him, as it won't work anyways. It'll only take one testicle, and he'll still have one testicle. So there will be no point in that. So we're just going to keep him separated, and then he will go and be sold for meat when he's big enough to be sold for meat. This is Firefly's little buckling that is a perfectly good little buckling. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to breed him to my unregistered females to see if I can, strictly to try to get pulled offspring out of them. Eventually we have to get rid of Flint, so, and by getting rid of him I mean like trade him out for a different buck, as he'll have daughters on the ground. We're going to use him again this year because the only ones that he's related to are obviously his daughters, and the only one that was born in time to be bred for the fall breeding at the same time I'm going to get the other girls bred is Peanut. But Peanut was not very big. Obviously we call her our little Peanut. So I'm feeling like she's not going to be ready to breed at the time all the other ones are, and I'm probably going to hold her off until... Sorry, I decided to start looking at Peanut while I talk about Peanut instead of looking at the boys. Peanut is our only girl who may not be ready to breed come the fall, when the rest of them are going to be put back to Flint. Sorry, Flint is back at me, trying to get to me. If I get anywhere near the fence, it's a serious issue, and I deserve to be peed on, in his opinion. So, what I'm trying to say is Peanut is the only one that I don't want, like, that might be old enough to breed at the fall breeding that I usually put them together for. And I don't think I'm going to breed her with the rest of the crew. I think I'm going to make her wait until, like, Little Gray, if Little Gray is what we end up calling her. Little Gray's ready, and... Sorry, he's at me again. And then Ice Cap and Sundance are ready. So, Peanut is probably going to be waiting till they're ready. And so it might be a little while. And I'm hoping to use Flint to breed this season. Use Flint to breed one more season. And then see if anybody wants to take him and use him to breed their stock. And I will either buy a new buck then, or maybe I'll trade him. I don't know. When that time comes, that's when we'll make the decision. But I do want I do want a polled buck. That's my next step. So I might just sell him and use the money I get from him towards a polled, registered, hopefully not buckskin. Those are my wish list right now. And I don't really have anything against buckskin. I know you don't breed for color, but if I can get a buck that is polled, and I don't know, my top priority for the next one is polled with good feet genetics and stuff. I want their feet genetics improved. I want nice body depth. This is why I don't video in the buck pen often, because like they're on me as I'm trying to video. I like to video in the girls' pen because they're so pretty to watch, and they do silly things all the time. Like they pulled that branch down, ate all the stuff of it, and let it go back up. So that was fun. Anyways, that's about all I'm going to say from this angle, because Flint's at me again. And now Siren's at me. And I don't want to be in between two boys fighting or be peed on. So I'm going to call it quits. And I'm going to get out of this pen. Firefly, you're adorable.